Hi friends, Assalamu alaikum. Today I'll be talking about Matrioshka brains. So let's start. Matrioshka brains are huge structures around stars. In this case, our sun. So let's start with the basics. As you have maybe heard, I actually told you about the Dyson spheres. They are large spheres around stars that generate energy. But what if there was a way to create to use the giant energy to use a super powerful mega computer? And that is what the Matrioshka brain does. So, to build a Matryoshka brain, you will first need a Dyson sphere around a star, in this case our sun. Then again create a thin 10 micrometer thick layer around it. Then 4 times away from that first layer, you would do a second layer. Then again it goes on. Like this you can when you reach 7 or 8 times 7 or 8 shells, you can create something called a Matryoshka brain. And going 4 times away from another thing creates a temperature half the other thing. For example, take this as a star, and from the star 4 times away, 4 times away is my hand. You can think of it as plate, or plate. Then the temperature hitting here would be 4 times less than the temperature on the star. And like this, the plate is actually can transfer heat through it. It can transfer energy. And 4 times away from that plate is this plate, which receives 4 times less amount of actually energy and half the temperature actually. And temperature could be transferred into energy, which can make the efficiency of the machine go higher. So what happens in a Matryoshka brain is there is a star, then there is a plate around it, 4 times away from the star, which catches the energy, use some of it. I will get into the computer details later. Then it sends it to the next plate, and so on. Also, there is a limit at how many plates you could possibly have, because of the temperature decrease. Since our computers can't work in the temperature of space, it has to be limited by only 8 layers. You could have 8 layers and no more, because if you have that, the computer suddenly stops functioning as well as it did, and it starts having bugs and glitches. And that is not what we want, because we don't want a computer that is worse than our computers. Because Matryoshka brains are structures that are, Matryoshka brains with 8 or less layers are hundreds of thousands of trillions of times more powerful than our modern computers. Can you think about it? It passes million, it passes billion, and it comes to trillion, and that's really high. And so that is really powerful. You would, for example, you wouldn't notice that you are in a Matryoshka brain even if you are, because, for example, think as if that we have created a Matryoshka brain and simulated another universe inside it, and we have also created some life in it, simulated some life and consciousness, generated consciousness. Then the living life in the Matrioshka brain won't understand that they are a computer simulation, because correctly made Matrioshka brain can run calculations so smoothly that no glitches or bugs can ever appear. And that is why you cannot fly in the sky or hack around. I mean, we could be in a Matryoshka brain, but we are just like the life forms in the simulated universe, because if we are in a simulation, we don't understand where it goes or what it is, or we are in the simulation or whatever. Now, first, let's get to the computer workings of this thing. I mean, I talked to you about the plates earlier. I mean, I showed you as plates, but actually they are shells around stars. They are shells. And actually, I didn't say shells earlier because shell might be a little too complicated, because we wouldn't understand it, because we wouldn't have talked about the computer workings yet. But now we can. So, it is actually there is actually a material that is also computer. It works more like a quantum computer, quantum computer or photonic computers. So what they do is actually they are made out of different materials. Like for example, first take about Damascus titanium. They are actually different states of titanium mixed together, then actually smoothened on top of each other like layers. Then they are pressed with a hydraulic pump. Hydraulic press. They are made into plates, which are then cut and forged into shapes to form Damascus titanium. A similar process goes for Damascus steel, which is also um, really, really complicated. It uses some, I mean, oh yeah, it actually, Damascus steel is made when many different steel are stacked in a layer, then squashed into a plate, then melted in a furnace, then harden it, then again forged it to shape. Then that is Damascus steel. And when you smash and mix and fold and melt, then again harden these things, it can turn into a computer. And a computer that is only 10 micrometer thick, really, and that is really sturdy too, because or else meteorites could have torn it apart, which can never happen because the meteorites will tear apart into rubble. And like this we can build Matryoshka brain, but the problem is cost. Money cause most of the problems. You cannot just shed materials, mine it, and then make it, because we possibly or not don't have enough money to do it. I mean, we are not rich in alien life. We are just poor little civilizations that are not yet enough advanced for this. Actually, but I compared to Dyson which requires only a few asteroid worth of metals to create, which is still a lot. Matryoshka brains need entire stars worth of material to just make each of them. Can you think of this? Matryoshka brains are made from stars that have been fused and bombarded with more neutrons and atoms, which fuse them into metal. And not only one star but multiple stars to create a structure that will be orbiting only one star, and that is really expensive. So only a super advanced civilization could do that. Um, so yeah, it's expensive. Allah Hafiz, Assalamu alaikum. See you next time. And we have, I have pretty crazy stuff in my channel. Bang the subscribe button until it turns gray. Then bang down the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Allah Hafiz, Assalamu alaikum. See you next time.